according to the declaration of the Speaker of Parliament, Dr. KWESI Forson talked about. So he talked about the fact that Speaker of Parliament, in line or in accordance with Article 97, Clause 1, G, states. So let me share that with you shortly. So the Article 97 says that a member of Parliament shall vacate his seat in Parliament. So the options are. The provisions are as follows. If he resigns from office as a member of Parliament by writing under his hand addressed to the Speaker. G, if he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to Parliament to join another party or seeks to remain in Parliament as an independent candidate. H, if he was elected a member of Parliament as an independent candidate and joins a political party. So this is what the provision talks about. So G, in 2020, all these members of Parliament, the 4 members of Parliament, were voted for in their various constituencies on the ticket of the MPP and the NDC. And one as an independent candidate, that the second deputy speaker, lawyer Andrew Esiama. But in 2024, 2 of them are going, leaving the MPP to independent candidates. One independent candidate, lawyer Andrew Esiama, is going as a member of Parliament on as a candidate on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party. So he's left his independent candidacy to join a political party, and that's what the F talked about. If he was elected as a member of Parliament, Andrew Esiama was elected as a member of Parliament as an independent candidate in the 2020 election. But in 2024, the 1992 Constitution, Article 97H, says that if he was elected a member of Parliament as an independent candidate, so in the case of lawyer Esiama, he was elected as an independent candidate in 2020 and joins a political party, he vacates his seat. So in 2024, lawyer Andrew Esiama is going in the name of the New Patriotic Party from an independent candidate to join a political party. So his seat should be declared vacant. And that's exactly what Speaker of Parliament did last week. And so the Constitution is clear. The provision is clear on this issue. If you go to the G, so I'm done with lawyer Esiama, who is an independent candidate. So for those who were on the ticket of the NDC and the NPP, the Suhum, the Agona West, and Amefi Central, G says that if he leaves the party of which he was a member of Parliament at the time of his election to Parliament to join another party or seeks to remain in Parliament as an independent candidate. So the Suhum member of Parliament was elected as a member of Parliament for Suhum on the ticket of the NPP. All right. Now he seeks to go back to Parliament as an independent candidate. So his seat should be declared vacant, and that's exactly what Speaker of Parliament did. Go to Cynthia Mamley Morrison, Agona West. In 2020, mind you, she was the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection years ago. In 2020. She was elected as the member of Parliament for Agona West on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party. All right. But in 2024, she wants to come back to Parliament as a member of Parliament, this time an independent candidate. So her seat should be declared vacant. Exactly what Speaker of Parliament did. So we are done with number 2. Number 3, the Amefi Central Parliament, all right, Honorable Aka. In 2020, he was elected as a member of Parliament for Amefi Central on the ticket of the NDC. All right. Now in 2024, mind you, he lost the election to the one the EC has disqualified here recently. That's Joanna Jan Kujo. So he was angry and decides to go as an independent candidate. But he's still the member of Parliament for Amefi Central. But in this case, he wants to come back to Parliament as a member of Parliament, this time not on the ticket of the NDC, but as an independent candidate. And his seat should be declared vacant. And that's exactly what the Speaker of Parliament did. So we've seen that of Andrew Esiama, which is in accordance with the 1992 Constitution, Article 97H. Talks about the independent candidate, Andrew Esiama. And the G talked about those who were on a ticket of a political party who are now coming back to parliament as independent candidates. So this is the provision of the 1992 Constitution. The G and F state it clear. Now, Apenamakin runs to the Supreme Court. Now, mind you, if you want the interpretation of laws, we go to the Supreme Court, and that's exactly what Apenamakin did. And I'm sure that on Friday, a lot of people were like, "Oh wow! So the Supreme Court can really sit on a case so fast like this?" I'm sure that's the question that a lot of people were asking themselves. Yes, at this point, the Supreme Court did exactly that. They were so quick to sit on the issue. They are yet to go into the merits of the case, but this is a directive to Speaker of Parliament to say that, look, we are not done with the merits of the issue, but there's a directive to you. In a day, just go back to Parliament. Tell these people that, look, they should resume their roles as respective members of Parliament, independent candidates for their respective constituencies. And that's what the minority, now the majority numerically, talks about. Because if the Constitution is clear on a matter, I don't see why there should be that kind of interference. And people are angry because of the interference from the Supreme Court to Parliament. It should not be a battle between judiciary and the legislature. Because mind you, the Speaker of Parliament read through very well and knows exactly what he did. And that's exactly what he had to do, what he did. Now, the majority led by Dr. KWESI Forson says that no, tomorrow in Parliament, at all costs, by hook or crook, or lie to lie, they will have to take over. They will take over Parliament tomorrow, the majority tomorrow. And for me, I don't know what the judiciary thinks, but I am just going through what the Constitution says. And the Constitution is clear on that issue. So if the majority, the NDC caucus led by Dr. KWESI Forson wants to take over the majority, they have to. Because that's exactly the directive from the Speaker of Parliament. Not just a directive, but a ruling on the matter. A ruling on the matter. Now, Gabby Asarachedaku wrote something on Facebook yesterday. He says that, look, and I quote, Parliament must, by all means, avoid a situation of seeming chaos. Who is talking about seeming chaos? It is clear. And anarchy on Tuesday. I suggest the two leaders and speaker meet before then to agree to disagree on next steps. Not long to December 7. Let maturity be our guide and guard. Who is talking about maturity here? The maturity is when Speaker of Parliament gives a ruling, and the maturity is what is being adhered to. Simple as 2 times 1, 2. Maturity here is when the Alexander Apenyomakin led MPP adheres to what the Speaker of Parliament has said and sits at the left side of Speaker of Parliament. Maturity is when the Forson led NDC caucus adheres to what the Speaker of Parliament says and sits at the right side of their father. That is maturity. Nobody is talking about seeming chaos. Nobody is talking about chaos. And in fact, the intel that the minority tomorrow be majority, Dr. KWESI Forson's side would be, the intel picked up, which was delivered or reviewed by Gavin Kwame Agbuja, that is going to be a military deployment. Look, that should not be encouraged. Why do you want to deploy military? Because a ruling has been given, a directive has been given by the Speaker of Parliament, but the Supreme Court says otherwise, and therefore there's going to be a military deployment. To do what? So the military should be the majority or the minority. The military has no business in Parliament. What happened when this Parliament took over should not happen tomorrow. What happened during the election of the Speaker of Parliament should not happen tomorrow. What happened when this Parliament began should not happen tomorrow. This is a word of caution. A word to a wise is in a say north. What happened was bad. Everyone condemned the military invasion when Parliament began this session. When this Parliament began, people condemned the military invasion. Is that what we want to see tomorrow? We will not go there yet because it has not happened. But once it has been reviewed, there is an iota of truth. And that should not happen. Never at all should that happen. If the majority, Alexander, Dr. Kesela to Forson's side feels that they are the majority and they want to take over, they remain resolute in this decision they've taken. Do we want to see chaos in Parliament? We don't want to see any chaos in Parliament. We want the maturity, the matured minds of both the Alexander Apenyomakin's side and Ato Forson's side to come to play, in line with what the Speaker of Parliament has said. That's exactly what we are talking about. Those asking for the song for Ato Forson said, I played the song right after the course. So that's what we are talking about. Join the conversation on 0302208080, 0302208080, 0302208080. You can join us on our WhatsApp number 0500,202 as well. Nobody is talking about chaos. And I'm surprised that in Chiwuse Bakusuru, why would Gabby Asarachidaku even jump to Facebook to even say that? Parliament must, by all means, avoid a situation of seeming chaos and anarchy on Tuesday. I suggest the two leaders and speaker meet before then to agree or disagree on next steps. There's not going to be any meeting. The directive is clear. NDC move to the majority, MPP move to the minority, unless the Supreme Court go into the merit of the matter. Good morning, my brother.